When most of us think about building strong bones, the image that comes to mind is probably a tall, cold glass of milk. We've been told since childhood that milk is the go-to source for calcium. But what if I told you there are everyday foods, some already in your kitchen, that actually offer more calcium than milk and come with added health benefits too? Diving into a topic that deserves a fresh perspective: calcium. Especially if you're over 50, understanding where to get your calcium and how your body uses it is crucial for protecting your bones, staying active, and avoiding injuries. We've all heard it. Drink milk for strong bones. And while milk does contain calcium, it's far from the only source, and it's not always the most effective, especially as we age. Why? Because calcium absorption isn't just about how much you consume, it's also about how well your body absorbs and uses it. As we get older, our ability to absorb calcium naturally decreases. Add in other common challenges, like lactose intolerance, digestive issues, or a preference for plant-based diets, and relying solely on milk just doesn't make sense for everyone. That's why today, we're exploring 7 surprising natural sources of calcium that go beyond dairy. These foods are easy to find, simple to add to your meals, packed with bone-supporting nutrients, often easier to digest than dairy. Whether you're vegan, lactose intolerant, or just looking for healthier, more sustainable ways to protect your bones, this guide is for you. And we're not just listing foods, we'll also talk about why these sources work, how to use them in real life, common mistakes that block calcium absorption, how to pair nutrients for maximum benefit. So grab a drink, get comfortable, and let's rethink what strong bones really need, not just now, but for the long term. Before we dive into the list, I'd love to hear from you. Have you struggled to get enough calcium without dairy? Or maybe you found a non-dairy food that's made a real difference in your energy or bone health? Share it in the comments below. Your tip could help someone else today. Let's kick things off with a tiny food that's making a big impact on bone strength. It's something you've probably seen sprinkled on smoothies or stirred into oatmeal, but it packs more calcium per serving than a glass of milk. If someone told you that one of the best foods for your bones is no bigger than a poppy seed, would you believe them? Welcome to the world of chia seeds, a small but mighty superfood that delivers a surprising amount of calcium along with a host of other benefits for your body. Let's get specific. 100 grams of chia seeds provide over 600 milligrams of calcium. That's more than a full glass of milk. And it's not just the calcium content that makes chia seeds special. They're also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce inflammation and support heart and brain health. Plant-based protein, which helps maintain muscle mass. Fiber, which supports digestion and promotes a healthy gut. So why are chia seeds especially helpful for people over 50? First, they're easy on the stomach, especially compared to dairy, which can cause bloating or discomfort for many people as they age. They also fit seamlessly into plant-based or dairy-free diets. But the real magic is in how easy they are to use. One of the best ways to enjoy them is through a simple recipe: overnight chia pudding. Just mix 2 tablespoons of chia seeds with a cup of almond milk or any milk you prefer, a touch of honey, and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Let it sit in the fridge overnight. By morning, you'll have a creamy, calcium-rich breakfast ready to go. No cooking required. Here's a real-life story. One of our viewers, Alan, age 72, reached out after watching a previous video. He started adding chia seeds to his morning yogurt every day. A few months later, his doctor noted improvements in his bone density. Was it only the chia? Maybe not, but it clearly helped. You can also add chia seeds to smoothies, oatmeal, baked goods like muffins or pancakes, homemade granola or trail mix. Just be sure to hydrate them when possible. When soaked in liquid, chia seeds form a gel-like texture that's gentle on your digestion and may help your body absorb nutrients more effectively. Another benefit? Chia seeds are shelf-stable, meaning you can store them for months without worry, making them a convenient staple for your pantry. So, the next time you're looking for a simple way to strengthen your bones, don't underestimate this tiny seed. It's plant-based, nutrient-dense, and incredibly versatile. And if you thought chia seeds were impressive, wait until you hear about the next calcium-rich food. It's crunchy, delicious, and might already be your favorite snack. Let's face it, we all snack. And if you're going to reach for something between meals, why not choose something that doesn't just satisfy your cravings, but also supports your bones? Meet almonds, the crunchy snack that's doing far more than you think. Just 100 grams of almonds provide around 260 milligrams of calcium. That's a solid contribution toward your daily goal, and the benefits don't stop there. Almonds are also rich in magnesium, which helps your body absorb and use calcium effectively. Vitamin E, a powerful antioxidant that supports cell health. Healthy fats, which reduce inflammation and support heart function. Here's a critical point that many people overlook. Calcium doesn't work alone. It needs supporting nutrients like magnesium to actually make it into your bones. Otherwise, it may end up where it shouldn't, like your arteries. A great example comes from Judy, a 65-year-old member of our community. She told us that after switching her afternoon cookies for a handful of almonds, not only did she feel more energized, but her nails and even her bone density scores started to improve. It's a small shift, but one that adds up over time. Here's how you can enjoy almonds daily. Eat them plain as a snack. Sprinkle them on yogurt or oatmeal. Use almond butter on toast or apple slices. Add chopped almonds to salads, stir-fries, or roasted veggies. If you want to go a step further, try making your own almond milk at home. It's easier than you think and gives you control over the ingredients. Now, let's talk about another tiny but powerful food, sesame seeds. Sesame seeds might not seem like much, but they pack nearly 1,000 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. That's 4 times more than milk. Impressive, right? They also offer magnesium and phosphorus, key for bone structure. Zinc, which supports bone regeneration. Healthy fats, which reduce joint inflammation and aid in calcium transport. And don't forget tahini, a creamy sesame paste that's a staple in Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cuisine. It's not only rich in calcium, but also incredibly versatile. You can use sesame seeds to top salads, roasted veggies, or homemade bread. Stir tahini into dressings, sauces, or dips. Spread it on toast, or mix with lemon juice for a calcium-rich dip. A quick story. While visiting a friend in Lebanon, I met her father, who at age 82 still walked several miles daily. No cane, no complaints. Every morning he ate flatbread with tahini and olive oil. A family tradition, and possibly a bone-saving one. One note of caution: sesame seeds are high in oxalates, which may slightly reduce calcium absorption. But don't worry, if your diet includes magnesium and vitamin D, you're supporting your body's ability to use that calcium efficiently. If you're ready for a truly surprising source of calcium, it's time to look to the sea, specifically sardines. Yes, sardines, with the bones. Before you scroll past, hear this. Sardines are one of the most calcium-rich animal foods on the planet, and those little bones are the reason why. Just 100 grams of sardines with bones gives you about 380 milligrams of calcium. Those soft, edible bones are completely digestible and incredibly nutritious. Even better, sardines provide vitamin D, which is essential for helping your body absorb and use calcium. You'll also find omega-3 fatty acids, which fight inflammation and support heart and brain health. High-quality protein, vital for maintaining muscle mass as we age. Here's something many people don't realize. Calcium supplements can be risky if your vitamin D is low. Without enough vitamin D, calcium may not be absorbed properly and can deposit in unwanted places like your arteries. Sardines naturally combine calcium and vitamin D in one convenient package. No prescription needed. Take my Uncle Joe, for example. In his 70s, he wouldn't have touched a sardine if you paid him. But after his cardiologist recommended them for heart health, he started mashing sardines onto whole grain toast with lemon. Now, it's part of his weekly routine, and he says he has more energy than ever. If you're unsure where to start with sardines, try mixing them into pasta sauces with garlic and tomatoes, making a simple sardine salad with mustard and herbs, serving them on crackers with cucumber slices for a quick lunch. They may be small, but sardines are truly a calcium powerhouse. Next, let's move from the sea to the stovetop and talk about tofu. Specifically, calcium-set tofu. Not all tofu is equal when it comes to calcium. The kind made with calcium sulfate, often labeled calcium-set tofu, can deliver around 350 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams, putting it right on par with milk. Plus, it's entirely plant-based and cholesterol-free. This is a game changer for people who are lactose intolerant, Prefer plant-based diets, want a gentler option for digestion. But tofu brings more to the table than just calcium. It also includes plant-based protein, essential for maintaining muscle and metabolism, iron for red blood cell production, magnesium, another calcium absorption booster. And the best part? Tofu is incredibly versatile. It takes on the flavor of whatever you cook it with. Try this. Stir-fry tofu with broccoli and garlic for a calcium-packed dinner. Bake tofu cubes with olive oil and herbs as a healthy snack. Blend tofu into smoothies for a protein and calcium boost. I once met Carol, a retired nurse in her 60s who switched to tofu after a cholesterol spike. I never thought I'd like it, she said. Now I crave it. Her doctor gave her a thumbs up, and she hasn't looked back. When it comes to leafy greens, kale has stolen the spotlight in recent years. From green smoothies to kale chips, it's everywhere. But if you're serious about getting more calcium into your diet, especially as you age, it's worth looking at another leafy contender: collard greens. Both kale and collard greens are calcium-rich, low in calories, and packed with other nutrients that support bone strength and overall health. But they're not exactly the same. Let's look at the numbers. Kale provides around 150 milligrams of calcium per 100 grams. Collard greens offer closer to 230 milligrams per 100 grams. That's a noticeable difference, but there's more to the story than calcium content alone. What matters just as much is bioavailability, how well your body can absorb and use the calcium in a food. Luckily, both kale and collard greens are low in oxalates, natural compounds found in some vegetables, like spinach, that can block calcium absorption. That means your body can actually make use of the calcium in these greens, unlike high oxalate foods that may look good on paper but don't deliver in practice. Beyond calcium, both leafy greens are also excellent sources of vitamin K, which helps bind calcium to your bones, vitamin A and C, which support immune function and tissue repair, magnesium, a helper nutrient that boosts calcium absorption. Here's a great example. I once met James, a retired teacher in his 70s who grows collard greens in his backyard garden. He sautés them with garlic and olive oil a few times a week and swears by them. When his doctor reviewed his bone density scan, James scored higher than average for his age. "Must be the greens," he said with a grin. So, which one is better? Honestly, both are excellent choices. Kale is more common in raw dishes, like salads or smoothies, while collard greens hold up beautifully in cooked meals. The real win comes from rotating the two throughout your week. That variety ensures you're getting a wider range of nutrients and prevents flavor fatigue. Here are a few easy ways to work them into your routine. Toss raw kale into your morning smoothie or a hearty salad. Add chopped kale to soups, stews, or egg scrambles. Sauté collard greens with garlic, onion, and olive oil. Stir collards into bean dishes or serve them as a side with grains. Pro tip: cook your greens with a splash of lemon juice or vinegar. The slight acidity can help unlock even more minerals during digestion. So yes, your garden or grocery store can be a powerful source of calcium. And now that we've explored where to find calcium, it's time to talk about something just as important: how your body actually absorbs it. In the next part, we'll uncover the key nutrients that help your body use calcium properly, and which ones might be blocking it without you even knowing. So far, we've talked about powerful, calcium-rich foods like chia seeds, almonds, tofu, leafy greens, and sardines. But here's something many people overlook. It's not just about how much calcium you eat, it's about how well your body absorbs and uses it. That's where calcium's helper nutrients come in. Without them, even the best diet can fall short. And unfortunately, there are also a few things that can quietly block your calcium intake if you're not careful. Let's start with the nutrients that help. 1. Vitamin D, calcium's best friend. Vitamin D is essential for absorbing calcium from the foods you eat. Without enough of it, your body may only absorb a fraction of the calcium you consume. You can get vitamin D from moderate sun exposure, fatty fish like salmon and sardines, fortified foods and supplements. If you're over 50, your skin may produce less vitamin D from sunlight, so talk to your doctor about a blood test and consider a daily supplement if needed. Number 2, magnesium, the calcium activator. Magnesium plays a role in activating vitamin D and directing calcium to your bones. You'll find magnesium in leafy greens, nuts and seeds, whole grains and legumes. A calcium-rich diet without magnesium is like having bricks without mortar. Both are needed for strong bone structure. 3. Vitamin K2. The calcium director, vitamin K2, helps guide calcium into your bones and away from your arteries, reducing the risk of calcification in places where it doesn't belong. It's found in fermented foods like natto, aged cheeses, egg yolks. Now let's look at a few nutrients and habits that can block calcium from doing its job. 1. High salt intake. Too much sodium causes calcium to be excreted through urine. If you eat a lot of processed or salty foods, your body may lose more calcium than it keeps. Number 2. Excessive caffeine. Too much coffee or tea can interfere with calcium absorption. Don't worry, you don't need to give it up completely. Just stick to 1 to 2 cups per day and avoid adding too much sugar. 3. Oxalates in certain vegetables. Foods like spinach, beet greens, and rhubarb are high in oxalates, which bind to calcium and make it harder to absorb. That doesn't mean you should avoid them completely, but balance is key, especially when your calcium needs are high. Let me share a quick story. My friend Grace, in her 60s, was taking a high-dose calcium supplement but still had low bone density. Her doctor discovered she had very low vitamin D levels. After adding a short daily walk and a small supplement, her calcium levels finally started improving. The lesson: it's not about loading up on one nutrient. It's about creating the right internal environment where calcium can thrive. We've talked a lot about calcium, where to find it, how to absorb it, and what gets in the way. But now it's time for the big question. How much calcium do you actually need each day? According to the National Institutes of Health, the recommended daily intake for adults is 1,000 milligrams per day for men and women aged 51 to 70, men, 200 milligrams per day for women 51 plus and everyone over 70. That might sound like a big number, but the good news is you can easily reach it by spreading your calcium-rich foods throughout the day. Sample day for strong bones. Morning, chia pudding with almond milk, 180 milligrams. Lunch, tofu stir-fry with broccoli, 350 milligrams. Snack, handful of almonds, 100 milligrams. Dinner, collard greens sautéed in olive oil, 230 milligrams. Bonus, calcium-fortified plant milk in tea, 150 milligrams. Grand total over 1,000 milligrams, without any dairy or supplements. Now, how do you keep track? Some people use apps like MyFitnessPal or Chronometer to log meals and check their calcium intake. Others prefer a more visual approach, like a checklist or whiteboard on the fridge. One of my favorite success stories comes from my aunt, who made a simple weekly calcium chart. She'd mark off calcium-rich foods she ate each day. It became a fun habit, like a health game she played with herself. Key reminder: it's not about perfection every day. It's about consistency over time. Small, steady habits build strong bones and better health overall. Ready to take action? Let's put everything together with a simple, powerful plan. 7-day bone strengthening challenge. Each day, focus on eating just one calcium-rich food from the list we've covered. Mix and match to keep things fun. Here's an easy template. Day 1. Add chia seeds to your smoothie or oatmeal. Day 2. Snack on almonds or spread almond butter on toast. Day 3. Try a tahini dressing or sprinkle sesame seeds on a salad. Day 4. In sardines on toast or in pasta. Day 5. Cook tofu with your favorite veggies. Day 6. Make a kale salad or sauté collard greens. Day 7. Combine your favorites for a bone-boosting meal. Bonus tip: track how you feel. Any changes in energy, digestion, mood? Bone health is long-term, but you may notice benefits even in a week when you pay attention. When you're done, come back and share your experience in the comments. What did you try? What surprised you? What will you keep doing? You might inspire someone else to begin their own journey towards stronger bones. And if this video helped you rethink calcium and bone health, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more science-backed wellness tips for living strong after 50. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind to your body, and stay strong. You've got this.